Call the meeting to order. It is the second Tuesday of the month at 7 o'clock. That's the date and time set aside for the regular meeting of the Nekoosa Common Council. Would you have a roll call vote, please? A roll call, please.
Brian,
Here.
Larry,
Here.
Tom, here, Aaron,
Here.
Downey,
Here.
Greta,
Here.
Hamilton, here, Coon,
Here.
I'd entertain a motion to approve the previous common council minutes.
Second.
Motion a second to approve the previous common council minutes. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second. Motion a second to approve the treasurer's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda, citizens forum. We don't have anyone in attendance. We'll move on to committee reports. First committee report, Ways and Means, Chairman Downing.
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, a Ways and Means Committee meeting was held on October 12th, 2021 at 6:30 in the Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Dan Downing, Chairman, Brian Krubsack, Secretary, Garrett Kuhn, and Adam Beering. Also in attendance were Mayor Dan Carlson, Rick Schmidt from the DPW, Brad Hamilton, Mike Cum, Curtis Breda, and Larry Krubsack. Item number 1, recommend approval of various bill lists. Item number 2, recommend approval for beverage operators license for Brandon Jacoby for the Jacoby Open at the Community Center, as well as for Autumn Osowski for the Edge Bar and Jessica Moore for the Edge Bar. Recommend approval for temporary Class B retail license for Jacoby Custom Cues and any donations, seminars, conferences, equipment, and meetings. Items 1, 2, and 3 will need approval.
Second. Motion a second to approve items 1, 2, and 3 of the Ways and Means Committee report. Roll call vote, please.
Greta,
Yes.
Coon,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Downing,
Yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes. Next committee report, Public Works, Chairman Krubsack.
Public Works has one meeting to report on. I move to have the minutes accepted as printed.
Second. Motion a second to approve the minutes of the Public Works Committee report. All in favor?
Aye.
To the Honorable Mayor, members of the Nekoosa Common Council, Public Works Committee meeting was held on Tuesday, October 5th, 2021 at 5 p.m. in the Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Larry Krubsack, Curtis Breda, Adam Beering, and Brad Hamilton. Also in attendance were Mayor Dan Carlson, Dan Downing, Brian Krubsack, Garrett Kuhn, Michael Cum, Rick Schmidt from the DPW, and Assistant Police Chief Josh Cole. Item 1, committee discussed the waste management contract. Item 2, recommend approving the garbage refuse contract with Waste Management and have it signed by the mayor. Item 3, recommend sending letters to residents with regards to the new garbage and refuse contract with Waste Management. Item 4, discussed Wood Avenue Water and Sewer Project timeline and update. Item 5, recommend Director of Public Works submit to the local road improvement program for funds to repair North Section Street from Cranmore Road to West Fifth. Any questions? Not, I move to adopt items 2, 3, and 5.
Second. Motion a second to adopt items 2, 3, and 5 of the Public Works Committee report. Roll call vote, please.
Aaron,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Coon,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Downing,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Greta,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Next committee report, Public Safety, Chairman Breda.
Mike, did you want me to?
Yes, pull
One out. All right, public safety has one meeting to report on. I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second. Motion a second to accept the minutes of the Public Safety Committee report. All in favor?
Aye.
The Honorable Mayor, members of the Nekoosa Common Council, a public safety meeting was held on Tuesday, October 5th, 2021 at 6 p.m. in the Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Curtis Breda, Larry Krubsack, Brad Hamilton, and Mike Cum. Also in attendance were Mayor Dan Carlson, Garrett Kuhn, Rick Schmidt of DPW, Dan Downing, Brian Krubsack, Assistant Police Chief Josh Colo, Ambulance Chief Joe Crutchmeyer, Joe Kaiser, Fire Chief Mike Hartshee, and Assistant Fire Chief Dave Reinschmidt. Item 1 is going to be pulled out for a separate. Should I pull it out now or should I read it?
You can read it.
Read it. All right, item one, recommend hiring Kyle Krasursky, Zoe Swartzen, Brian Abbott Bubla, and Ryan Galvin to the Nekoosa Ambulance Department. Item two, discuss the 2022 ambulance service contracts. Item three, discuss ambulance run volume and personnel statistics. Item four, discuss the fire department personnel and first responders. And item five, recommend accepting the retirement of Philip Fusco from the fire department. Point item one out for a separate vote. So for this, item five, I'd like to make a motion to take action on number five.
Second.
Motion is second to adopt item five, the Public Safety Committee report. Roll call vote, please.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Cohen,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Donnie,
Yes.
Freda,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
All right, then, item one, I'd like to make I'll just reread it. Recommend hiring Kyle Krasursky, Zoe Swartzen, Brian Abbott Bubla, and Ryan Galvin to the Nekoosa Ambulance Department. I would like to take action on that item.
Second. Motion is second to adopt item one, the Public Safety Committee report. Is that read it second?
Yes, sir.
Give a roll call vote, please.
Cohen,
Yes.
Freda,
Yes.
Tom,
Abstain.
Brian,
Yes.
Donnie,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes. Next committee report, Property Recreation and Human Affairs. Sec.
Property Recreation and Human Affairs has one meeting to present on. I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second. Motion is second to accept the minutes of the Property Recreation and Human Affairs Committee report. All in favor?
Aye.
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, a Property Recreation and Human Affairs Committee meeting was held October 5th, 2021 at 5:45 PM in the Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Brian Krupsack, Dan Downing, Mike Cum, and Garrett Kuhn. Also in attendance were Mayor Dan Carlson, Larry Krupsack, Adam Beering, Curtis Breda, Assistant Police Chief Josh Colo, Ambulance Chief Joe Kirchmar, and Rick Schmidt of the DPW, and Heather Sayers. Number one, recommend hiring Heather Sayers for Community Center Building Supervisor to start on October 13th, 2021. Two, recommend submitting request for proposal for Legacy Foundations Grant. Three, discussed industrial park updates. Four, discuss 350 Peckham Road property. Five, training, equipment, and seminars. I move to adopt one and two.
Second. Motion is second to adopt items number one and two. Items one and two of the Property Recreation and Human Affairs Committee report. Roll call vote, please.
Donnie,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Cohen,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Freda,
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is old business. Is there any old business that needs to come before the council? Moving on to new business. I guess this would be the spot for me to bring this up. I met with Mayor Blazer regarding our ambulance situation. And Friday after we met, he sent me an email and he wants a formal request submitted to the city of Rapids. So I guess we would need to run that through the Public Safety Committee.
Okay.
Probably time is of the essence, so I guess we would have to call a special meeting. Nick, are you there?
Yes,
Okay. If we do that through the public safety, we would probably want to we'd have to have a council meeting then too to approve it.
yeah, the recommendation that I would make is that I've reached out to Sue Schill's office at the city. I expect to hear back this week. regarding what they specifically would need in terms of a formal request, what it should contain. I would suggest that maybe I propose a draft to the Public Safety Committee, and then if this Public Safety Committee can approve that, or with or without some changes, the November Common Council meeting, you should be able to take it up.
Problem with that is that it's constrains us for money wise. Because we gotta have our budgets done by the next council meeting, before the next council, or is it just after? So if they hit us, bills, we gotta figure out how we're gonna pay for it. If it involves money at all, which it's going to. I don't know.
There's no
Is there
telling
a
how long
way-
Rapids will take to get back to us either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and Rapids has to say yes to us, then they gotta put it before their council. It's another thing.
Yeah,
we-
well, that timing is going to be an issue one way or the other. I mean, I guess I'm not sure that there's a way to get to the point in the next month. I mean, even if we were to bypass the normal open meetings requirements, which I don't think we can do unless there is an emergency, which I don't know if this qualifies. We're still waiting for Rapids on anything, so that's something that is financially, it's got to be figured out.
Or you just
what
have to
is
budget
gonna be
like
done.
normally, wouldn't you?
Then work from there.
All right, so we just do it as normal then? Just have the normal committee meeting and the council meeting in November then.
Well, we could always do a budget modification. Right? I mean, we could always do a budget modification
Oh, yeah.
as needed, right? So,
Yeah, we could set up one of those meetings as a council meeting. And then we could adopt it a little bit sooner.
Or add it to a budget.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
A budget meeting, we could add it as an item as well.
We do have a plan commission meeting set up on
Yeah.
October 26th.
Yeah.
So,
So they get another spot. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Nick. Next item on the agenda is the resolution for ward division and designating polling place. Joe?
We kind of do this every 10 years after the census, and Wood County Planning and Zoning, they kind of put this resolution together, and if you really look at it, I mean, it's just a says common council does hereby create 4 wards, so we've had 4 wards forever, shown on attached maps. If you kind of leaf with your tablet, I've got 2 maps on here. This first map you're gonna run into is the most current, or the map that is recommended that we adopt tonight. The second map on here is actually what's already in your ordinance books and stuff, and that was what we've been operating for the last 10 years. Now, one thing, if you do the math on the population, we've lost like about 131 people. Not a lot, not much. So Jason from Planning and Zoning went through and the computer software, and I think he did a great job. And the idea is to get your wards as close to population as possible. You're not going to get it right down to the last one, but I mean, if you look at like between wards 1 and 2, that's like a difference of 3 people. That's tight. Or like between Ward 1 and Ward 4, 2 people, wards 2 and 4, 1 person. Ward 3 has always traditionally been your bigger ward, but that's certainly within like 10, 12 people. And so I think he did a super job coming up with that. There's a few minor changes to the boundaries. It does not affect any of the aldermen at the table. Or like all of a sudden you're out of the ward that you're because of redistricting. So it has nothing to do with, there's nothing to do with that. We just need to adopt this resolution tonight. So we're not holding up the show for the county. They have a kind of a timeline. That's actually, if you leave down the very last thing on your packet, that's kind of the timeline on their calendar of events, that they have a window to do certain things, and we need to adopt this resolution tonight. At a later date, I've already talked to our city attorney. We're gonna have to kind of amend one ordinance in there that deals with the boundaries to tweak that to get this right in line with this new map. I don't believe it's gonna be too tough to do that, but that will need to be done probably and get that done probably November council. But certainly before any election.
Well, couldn't we make just make a motion to adopt the resolution and adjust the, what you just said at the same time? Or do we have to bring it up the order?
I think the ordinance, I would want to get it in hard copy. So we.
Yeah, oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, all we need is a motion in a second and vote on this resolution and map.
I'll make a motion for the ward division and designation for.
Second.
Okay.
Motion and second to adopt the resolution. We have a roll call vote, please.
Picked up part of whatever. No.
Yeah, it's a little,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it used to be right down Beeler.
yeah.
We stayed about the same. didn't we?
Yeah, I don't think seen
any changes
for Ward 4.
So when these changes happen,
Two.
we'll get notified of that, like going to the
I
phone
took a little chunk of wood too.
right at the polling place.
It's actually, it's pretty neat because it's gonna get changed right away.
Right.
You know, like like in the automatic, the only election they really would notice that is gonna be like the automatic election in April. And it's pretty slick how they can do it. It'll be all done with their software and everything. The poll, it'll be all taken care of. Should be. It was last time though, so, okay. We'll get Carol working on that. Should we? Are we ready for a vote?
Yep, yes.
Okay, Hamilton,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Coon,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Beering,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Bretta,
Yes.
Okay, next item on the agenda, seminars, conferences, equipment or meetings. Do we have anything? Anyone? Moving on, I would entertain a motion to approve the various monthly reports.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second to approve the various monthly reports. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda, approval of the claims. Mr. Rusch.
okay, we had the three bill lists. And Ways and Means 250. Common Council 520. Dan, Mayor 800. Public Works 250. Public Safety 250. Property Rec 250. Airport Commission $55.
Move to approve the bills as presented.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the bills. Roll call vote, please.
Beering,
Yes.
Coon,
Yes.
Bretta,
Yes.
Downey,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Come,
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Are there any other issues that need to come before the council?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Brian, you did stand up when you gave your report, right?